NIO needs to be focusing more on strengthening its actual EV offerings to then be able to compete in this highly and growingly competitive space. A NIO phone is very, very strange.
Well, this is a company that's struggling. They're not profitable. They might be trying to do cool things, and maybe that's where it started, is hey, we have a cool car, and then we'll go from there. It was largely the ambition of a company like Tesla, but there was always a plan. Tesla's plan was start with the expensive car, make a slightly less expensive car, and then get your way down to where you have a scalable, lower priced model that can reach the masses. You didn't see smartphone in that trajectory for Tesla.
This is confusing to me, and I think this is why, we're seeing selling today, that selling pressure has been significant over the course of this year.
As a Tesla stock investor, it's quite important to understand what's happening in the broader electric vehicle landscape. Using the progress of Tesla's so-called competition as a barometer for how much further ahead Tesla is and whether or not that lead is increasing, spoiler alert it is, or decreasing, whether these companies are gaining on Tesla, and whether at some point in the future it's possible, even probable, that Tesla may eventually have some credible competition. But at this point in time, it seems pretty clear. Tesla has already won the decade, and the next. It wasn't that long ago that many cretinous dimwits were claiming that NIO was the next Tesla. I'm here to tell you, NIO is not the next Tesla. NIO is the next bankruptcy. Short of the fraudulent statements made by Trevor Meltdown Milton of Nikola, enjoy your freedom while it lasts, I don't think I've seen anything as insane in this entire space as what NIO are doing right now. They seem intent on going bankrupt as fast as they possibly can. I thought it would be Tesla inadvertently causing bankruptcies of companies like NIO by driving their costs down, passing the cost savings on, having compelling electric vehicles that are great, economical, affordable, and forcing companies like NIO, who are already losing insane amounts of money, to lose more money trying to compete on price, and that would be the ultimate demise of companies like NIO. It turns out, even if Tesla didn't exist, I don't think NIO would survive. I don't know what they're doing. This is just utter madness. It bodes well for Tesla, but this is an absolute head-scratcher. In addition to examining NIO's latest suicide attempt, they might be successful this time, we're going to look at the global electric vehicle market, see who's actually making money, and also drill down to China specifically. And for companies whose name isn't Tesla, it does not paint a pretty picture. And don't forget, if you guys would like a load of exclusive content and early access to my daily videos, check the links in the pinned comment.
We've looked at a lot of these EV names, and we pretty much discuss these on a daily basis on the show, I'd say. NIO is one that it's sort of, I'd say, it is the worst performer of the Chinese EVs, but it's difficult to then compare them to, say, a Tesla. I never think that necessarily makes sense, because between NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, they sort of operate in their own realm, and they're newcomers in the EV space, just relatively speaking.
Yeah, if we could get a 5-year chart of NIO up on the screen at some point, I think it'll illustrate this nicely. But there really hasn't been a FOMO feeling in NIO since like January of 2021. This stock, and I remember when it first became public, back, several years prior, it was really your first pure play EV outside of Tesla that you could invest in. And it was a Chinese company sort of positioned, and it had a lot of like similarities. The cars look kind of like Teslas, a little bit more in the luxury space. It was seen as the Chinese Tesla.
Ah yes, NIO, the next Tesla. Remember, NIO is the next Tesla. Why? Well, because you can buy their stock, and they said they're going to make electric vehicles. Therefore, they're the next Tesla, and success is guaranteed. On screen now, pretty clear example of the intelligence bell curve. NIO stock's peak closing price, early 2021, $61.95. Currently $8.45. A total peak to present day decline of 86.36%. And why exactly did NIO stock surge, and I mean surge, from a couple of dollars per share up around 2,000% in the span of about half a year? The answer is 100%. Because NIO is the next Tesla. Here's what happened with NIO stock. A retail investor sees Tesla stock surge and thinks, oh shit, I missed out. Silly me. Oh no. There's no further opportunity for Tesla in the future. I don't even need to think about that, because obviously it's not possible it could grow anymore because it went up a lot already. Therefore, let me find the next Tesla. Where are some companies that say they're going to produce electric vehicles, who also have a stock I can buy, who other people are buying? Oh, it's NIO. NIO is the next Tesla. Great, nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, look, it's the Chinese Elon Musk. Oh, I'm going to buy their stock. Now, I wish NIO success. And to be clear, they are absolutely not on the same level as Nikola or Fraudstown Motors. They're not making fraudulent statements, at least not that I'm aware of. However, NIO is riddled with red flags. As I've discussed in the past, one of the dumbest things this company does, is battery swap. Sounds cool on paper, right? And 15 years ago, it might have been a good idea when charging times were a bit slower and battery capacity was a little bit less. But today, it's absolutely asinine. Why? There aren't enough batteries to go in electric vehicles today, period. NIO has battery swap stations full of batteries doing absolutely fucking nothing until somebody pulls in and swaps out a battery. These are dead assets. Better use of these batteries would be to put them in a vehicle and sell the vehicle to a customer. This is really, really dumb. Now, it's a nice gimmick. Oh, look, they got battery swap. That's cool. But the additional engineering that goes into this to be able to swap the packs out, it's just a dumb idea. In a perfect world, electric vehicle batteries would charge instantly. I understand what NIO is attempting to do. From a consumer's point of view, it seems convenient. Oh, look, I can swap my battery. That's sick, bro. But from a business point of view, from a not going bankrupt point of view, from a maximizing your resources point of view, it's brain dead. Huge red flag. But that's not where the idiocy ends. Introducing NIO Life. To be clear, this isn't a new idea. It's been around for a few years and I've been roasting it for that long. I'm just pointing out the insanity. This company is spreading themselves far too thin. Okay, I'm not kidding, by the way. This is the same NIO who make electric vehicles and lose a lot of money doing so in a very competitive market. So let's have a read about NIO Life. Life is food, music, exploration. Life is being together, living well, learning. Life is where you go, how you dress, the joy you feel to shape a joyful lifestyle. Wank, 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 wank. NIO Life, the original lifestyle brand to shape a joyful lifestyle. 500 plus global designers bring good design to your everyday life. Again, this is the actual same NIO that sell unprofitable electric vehicles. Okay? This is real life. It's not a setup. It looks like an April Fool's joke, right? But it's real. NIO Life has established the fashion brand Blue Sky Lab with sustainability as its key ethos to shape a sustainable and joyful lifestyle. Please wank harder. At the 2019 Who Cares Where It Was, NIO Life, together with the lifestyle magazine Wallpaper and the renowned designer Who Cares What His Name Is, jointly launched NIO Pal, a smart scooter concept designed to tackle the problem of last mile. Food Lab. Now again, this is real. What the f*** are they doing? Food Lab. I just can't believe this. Quote, for a taste of joy with reassurance, Food Lab by NIO Life established strategic cooperation with the world's leading quality inspection authority to build together the ISO 9001 quality management system and BRC food safety management system. What the what are they doing? The f*** are they doing? But wait, there's more. Tipsy Club since 2020. Through collaboration with the Shanghai Wine Exchange, NIO Life has enabled direct wine purchase. What the f***? Now, perhaps you think I'm being a little bit unreasonable and harsh. I mean, cool, whatever, let them do their side projects. That's great. I mean, they're entitled to do whatever they want, right? No problems. Big problems. Let me explain. On screen now, Chinese battery electric vehicle makers worldwide pre-tax profit for the first 6 months of 2023 versus Tesla's at a towering nearly $6 billion. So, these are Chinese EV makers. How much money they made or lost in the first half of the year. Left to right, most profitable to least profitable. SAIC made $2 billion, about 1/3 what Tesla made. BYD, about 1.9 billion. BAIC, 1.8 billion. Where's NIO on this? Anyway, let's keep going. Changjiang, 1 billion. Li Auto, $500 million. GAC, 1/3 billion. Geely, 200 million. Where's NIO? They must have forgot to put them on the list. GWM, 200 million. Dongfeng, broke even. Polestar lost 300 million. Leap Motor lost 300 million. Xpeng lost 700 million. And NIO, there they are finally. They made that's lost. They lost $1.6 billion in the first half of the year. They're on track to lose over $3 billion in 2023. In a market selling electric vehicles, competing against a bunch of companies that are actually making money selling electric vehicles. One in particular, absolutely shitting all over them. So, red flag number one was the idiotic battery swap idea. What the fuck were they thinking? Oh wait, they weren't. As I said, battery swap makes sense to please consumers, but it doesn't make sense to avoid going bankrupt. Apparently NIO doesn't give a fuck about whether or not they go bankrupt, clearly. And then we saw NIO Life, which you just can't even, is this actually real life? I mean, what the fuck are they doing? Fashion, wine, food safety standards, what the fuck? And unfortunately, it gets worse. I wish I was joking, but this is real. On screen now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Introducing the Neo phone. Really? What the fuck? Now, if I were more cynical, I might suggest, and I'm not suggesting this because I'm definitely not cynical, that Neo were introducing products and ideas to try and score some cool points with people who have small brains who think, oh, Neo is the next Tesla, but they're even better because look, they've got a fashion brand as well and a smartphone. Oh my God, that's amazing. I wish Tesla would make a smartphone and have a fashion brand. How cool. I'm going to buy more Neo stock because Neo is the next Tesla. But of course, I'm sure Neo genuinely believes that it's a good idea for them to get into the smartphone business while they're bleeding, call it $3 billion a year at an annualized rate, unprofitable on their core product electric vehicles, spreading themselves too thin and also managing this Neo Life, whatever the fashion lifestyle brand as well. Oh, and also food and wine and whatever else. So I'm sure that Neo really thinks this is a great idea and it's not just a stock pump, but this is absolute madness. I think this would be an appropriate time to pass on my condolences to anyone who currently owns Neo stock, or ever did.
And it led to this massive, massive run-up that we see. You know, of course, it's also around the pandemic time where a lot of these type of names were doing better, but it's just slowly giving it all back. I look at this and it's more of, you know, what are you doing for me lately? And apparently lately it's, we're going to invest in smartphones.
Yeah, so that's the news today. The company did announce earlier today they're launching a smartphone designed to be used with their EVs. They unveiled this new high-end smartphone which is capable of communicating specifically with Neo vehicles, triggering functions like parking and locking the vehicle and picking up the user. Now, the Neo phone has more than 30 car-specific functions and will be initially sold in China starting on September 28th, so next week. But the smartphone will be offered in 3 different models, and it's expensive actually. It starts at around $890, goes all the way to around $1,000. That's converted obviously in US dollars. But the CEO, founder, and chairman of Neo did say they believe many of their competitors will learn from their smartphone innovations, and he welcomes them to do so. The news does come also, which I think is equally as important to some of the pressure we're seeing today, after Neo did propose a $1 billion offering of its convertible senior notes that are due 2029 and 2030 earlier this week.
So let me get this straight. Neo offers $1 billion in new debt, as in they need more money, $1 billion. And it just so happens that around the same time that they're seeking $1 billion, they announced this very intelligent, great business idea, a Neo smartphone. Obviously a coincidence.
Neo did say it plans to use some of the proceeds to repurchase existing debt securities. The remainder will be mainly used to further strengthen the company's balance sheet as well as for general corporate purposes. But I would say that right now the report does overall focus on the fact that Neo is spending a lot of time focusing on various ways to shore up its balance sheet, and it needs to be focusing more on strengthening its actual EV offerings to then be able to compete in this highly and growingly competitive space.
Unless Neo's intention is to go bankrupt, that would be a good idea. Now, call me crazy, but I believe that if you're a company losing billions of dollars per year, competing in an extremely difficult, cutthroat market where some of your so-called competition is actually making money selling the very same products you're losing money trying to sell, and worse, it's a very capital-intensive business, I would suggest that the single most important thing for you to be focused on, in fact, the only thing for you to be focused on, is to figure out how to actually make money selling the things you're currently losing money selling. Because if you can't make money selling these things, you're going to go bankrupt. As we saw earlier, in fact, let me bring it up again. As far as I'm aware, this is a complete, comprehensive list of every single company on Earth, not just in China, making any money at all selling electric vehicles. It just so happens that outside of China, Tesla is the only company making money selling EVs. And inside China, a little over half a dozen. Let's count. Tesla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 companies on Earth making any money at all selling electric vehicles. Not even 10 companies on the planet make money selling these things. And Tesla are out in a league of their own. Remember the whole pricing power thing? Tesla's going to keep passing on cost savings. And if other companies want to keep selling their vehicles, they're going to have to follow suit, meaning their profits are going to shrink dramatically unless their costs can also come down at the same rate as Tesla's. Not going to happen. So to see a company like Neo, it's almost as if they are trying to accelerate their own bankruptcy. Here I was thinking that Tesla was going to be the indirect reason why practically every legacy automotive company goes bankrupt and why most EV startups also go bankrupt, because they're the gold standard. They're pushing the industry faster. They've got the technology, the scale, the profitability. So good luck competing. Here I was thinking it'd be Tesla bankrupting these companies indirectly. It turns out some of them are trying to kill themselves. What the hell are NEO thinking?
So here's what I don't get about this story. You read about it and it sort of seems like the selling point for this new potential smartphone is that it'll act as the key fob, it'll let you see your battery charge, control the radio, things like that. An app would have been easier. Just get an app. Like you can do this. Like, why do I need to buy the phone? And if the selling point of the phone is that it syncs up with the car, well, then I have to also want a NEO car. And so I just don't see I think there's just, I don't want to tell them how to run their company, but an app would have been easier in my mind.
This is correct. An app would have been easier and a lot cheaper and less financially catastrophic. So we must ask the question, why now? Some possible answers. Maybe NEO are trying to go bankrupt. Unlikely. Maybe NEO are absolutely brain dead. I mean, just like everyone who makes decisions at this company is a fucking potato. Possible, after all. Look at the lifestyle brand, they've got the battery swap, which never made sense. Or alternatively, they really are just preying on dumb retail investors.
Oh, a smartphone. Oh, look. I wish Tesla would make a smartphone. I keep seeing clickbait on the YouTube saying they're making a smartphone. I'm very sad when it turns out they made that up just to get clicks from dumbasses who want a Tesla phone.
I don't know what the answer is, but this is a huge red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Like, NEO is just signaling, hey guys, we really desperately want to go bankrupt.
Yeah, right. And I would say then, what's the functionality of the rest of the phone? I mean, because you have an EV maker who's a tech player, I guess you could say, but are they able to compete with the technology of companies that are purely into smartphones? I mean, that's what's confusing to me, because right now we are living in a time where our smartphones are the most intelligent and the most advanced they've ever been. So then how does a newcomer come in and just convince someone to trade out, say, their Android device in favor of a NEO phone? It's very, very strange.
Very strange indeed. As I said, you really have to wonder, what the f*** are NEO doing? And I can't come up with any answers that are satisfactory. They're either trying to go bankrupt faster, brain dead morons, or this is a weird way to potentially lure in dumbasses and raise capital.
Still be Android based, so the OS would be Android, so it's going to have some of that functionality, but maybe why would you choose it over Huawei or a Google phone or Samsung? I don't know the Android world quite as well, but even over an iPhone. To me, the big thing here is this is a company that's struggling. They're not profitable. They might be trying to do cool things, and maybe that's where it started, is we have a cool car, and then we'll go from there. It was largely the ambition of a company like Tesla, but there was always a plan. Tesla's plan was start with the expensive car, make a slightly less expensive car, and then get your way down to where you have a scalable, lower priced model that can reach the masses. You didn't see smartphone in that trajectory for Tesla.
I mean, you did not. And even I know Apple has floated the idea of a smart vehicle, which has been way down the pipeline. We haven't even heard of that in quite some time.
Apple also got worth $3 trillion.
I was just going to say, but Apple, very, very difficult to compare a name to Apple to NEO, because Apple has entered markets well and slowly, and that's why it's a $3 trillion company and the most profitable in the world. So this is confusing to me. And
I think it's safe to say this would be confusing to anyone with a brain. Of course, plenty of folks out there who lack that vital organ. I dare not search, but I have a funny suspicion you're probably going to see a lot of content creators out there talking about the NEO phone, that'll take NEO to $1 trillion and some other garbage like that. What's the saying? You can't fix stupid? Be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think this one's going to end well. Athletic Greens AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. Athletic Greens AG1 is an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going,
what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect.
Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a fuck ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. Certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar. You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point. It's something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh. Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy, wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1 shit, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, this is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments.
Oh my god, snake oil salmon's sold out. Oh my god, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But
constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. And remember, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose here. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. Get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links in the pinned comment. See you over on Twitter and or Patreon, and don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.